guys, thank you so much for being here. So today I'm here with another collective tarot reading for you, and it's timeless. So whenever you come across it, that's when it's meant for you. I pulled your current energies and I got Saturn, sublimation, and Pluto. So these three energies are very intense, but really, really transformational. So Saturn is like the authoritarian, oh my gosh, I can never say this word, authoritarian father of the planets. It's kind of the planet that asks you to put in work, asks you to heal deep wounds, asks you to put what you're learning into practice, okay? Then we have sublimation, which is like a higher elevation, like rising to a new, I'm hearing new timeline, but a new space. Like you're elevating in some way. And we have Pluto, which is like the underworld. So you're like simultaneously going deep within, and also maybe accessing a lot of spiritual, I'm hearing knowledge for some of you. But what I was getting for these three energies is it's like, what I was seeing was, okay, so you're going in the underworld. A lot of stuff could be coming up right now. We're in Scorpio season. So like a lot of purging is happening. A lot of, just a lot of like deep wounds are coming up to be healed. A lot of emotions could be happening. You could be feeling a lot. You could be feeling great one day and kind of crappy the next. I feel like that's very apt right now. And so I feel like, okay, so we have Pluto, right? So you have all this stuff coming up from the underworld, which is like old wounds, old identities, attachment styles, power dynamics, things that like we really need to heal to kind of embody a new like, I'm hearing era. I'm like hearing words that I'm like, that's not what I mean, but okay. To embody a new like self, a more healed, grounded, disciplined even, but in a softer way, like in a compassionate way. Okay, so you're having all this stuff come up from the depths of your soul and your body and your trauma and all this stuff. You're having wounds maybe come up. You're having something come up to be healed, okay? That's what I feel like sublimation is, right? And so sublimation is like you go to the higher realms. So like in some way you're taking these wounds and bringing maybe spiritual awareness to them. For some of you, maybe healing them through spiritual practices is kind of what I'm hearing. But it's just coming up to the surface to be seen and to be loved and there's a softening that I'm feeling that is needed, or that you're already doing. You could already be doing this and that's why I'm feeling it. But I also feel like if you're having a hard time with your thoughts and like what is really going on, oh my God, what's wrong with me, whatever, like this is meant to happen. It's okay. It's for your higher good. This is like a part of the healing process, right? And then we have Saturn, which is like asking to ground what you're learning, what you're releasing, to like once you release it, to kind of ground what you did to release it, right? Ground spiritual, I'm hearing so many things, spiritual and healing practices into your daily life. This is like bringing it down to earth. So we go from underworld to the spiritual world to the grounding it into reality. And that's like really beautiful. Like I think it's just such a beautiful, I think these three are just like, they so like kind of work together in a very interesting way. And I've never really thought about how that could work, but it kind of just came through like that. Your challenge is the moon. See, this is confusing to me because I'm like, but the underworld's coming up, which is like the moon. The moon is like, the moon is our intuitive self. The moon, the moon's in our intuitive self. The moon is our emotions. The moon is our subconscious, right? Things that are hidden from us. So I guess the challenge would be, I really want to get more on this because I feel like there's something I'm missing with it, because I looked at it for a while and I was like, what? So why is the moon a challenge? I don't understand. Okay, looks like it's going to be reversed. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Hold on. Let me understand the spirit. The moon, again, the high priestess. So that's, yeah, wow. And strength, Leo. I love Leo energy. I think it really will help in this for some reason. This is like believing your own intuition, believing in divine timing, and believing in the strength of your heart, and believing that you are meant to shine. Leos like shine. Like I love Leos. I really do. I think that they embody such, they're the heart chakra. They're spontaneous, they're brave, you know, and I just, yeah, I love Leos. So I feel like Leo would be very good for you to channel. I think heart chakra channeling could be very helpful right now. We got the moon twice, I mean, as a challenge, but I do feel like this is like believing in your ability to heal, believing in your ability to hold your own, believing in the ability of your spiritual awareness and your emotional awareness and your ability to get through really hard situations. I feel like that's your challenge is to believe in yourself in some way, and also to believe in what's happening and what you're changing, right? Like, so like I'm going through this a very similar thing. Like I feel like I'm transforming so much. I feel like I'm shifting something so big. Like I can't even tell you. And I feel like the collective is shifting something extremely big too. So for whatever that is for you, it is shifting. And it's hard to be like, what if this isn't really true? Like, am I really changing? Like, is it possible? Like, is this really actually healing? How is this going to look later? So I feel like the challenge could be your thought space for sure. But yeah, like maybe... because we have the wheel of fortune in reverse, which is like the lack of divine timing, but this is divine timing. And so I think it's just believing in the time that it takes to heal, believing that you deserve time to heal, that it sometimes takes a long time, but that it is actually happening when you are like feeling, I feel like there's like an awakening happening in your heart. You're being cracked open. Some situation happened, something painful, possibly for a lot of you, something painful happened or is happening, and it's cracking you open to get to, I'm hearing to get to the Tootsie Roll, but to get to your, to get to your heart. And in some way, right, I feel like your heart's opening and it's helping you with your ability to shine and speak, right? Because Leo also is about shining in your power and shining in the love that you have for yourself and others and wanting to help people. Yeah. Okay, so your supportive energies are, did I say that? No. Your supportive energies are Chiron, which I'm like obsessed with in this reading because I'm like, yes, Chiron. And I don't know why my throat is, you might be having some throat chakra stuff going on. Sun splendor. So Chiron is our deepest wounds, okay? Especially from childhood. So what is supporting you, which is really beautiful, is that these are things are coming up, whether you want them to or not, kind of is the feeling I'm getting. And the sun splendor is like the sun, right? So it's funny, we have the challenge is your moon, but your supportive energy is the sun, which actually is really, really great because the sun illuminates anything that's in darkness, right? Like, okay, I don't know what this is coming through, but so when I was first channeling, I was like, you know, so afraid of like dark entities, right? Like really genuinely, because like I can channel ghosts and, you know, stuff like that. And I was like really, like this was like in the beginning of my kind of spiritual awakening, like my first one. And I was like super afraid of like dark energies, dark entities. Like how do I like, what if one comes on me? Like how do I manage it? Like what do I do, right? And spirit like brought this to my awareness that like when you're in a dark forest, okay, and there's no light, everything looks so scary, right? But when you bring light, like the sun, to the forest, nothing's scary. It's like, oh, there's a deer right there, and oh, there's like birds, and like, so what I love about this is that like, what was it called? Light is not the absence of darkness or something. I don't know what the quote is. I'm hoping you're getting my metaphor. That since you have the sun splendor and your supportive energy is Chiron, which is like looking at your deepest wound, like that is your support. And for that to be your support with the challenge being the moon, so the sun is illuminating the moon, whether or not you think it's happening or not, or whether or not it, you know, it's easy to see, it's happening. So there is happening right now an illumination of deep wounds, your deepest wound possibly for a lot of you. I definitely feel like some of you are healing something really, really, really massive. And I think it's just a self-doubt and anxiety that comes in when that happens, because I think we have, for me, at least personally, and I know Spirit wants me to share this, is like, we have protector parts, I believe, that protect us from, like, that don't want to believe in our healing because, like, it's, like, too good to be true almost, because we learned maybe in childhood, like, things were, like, anything time you get something really good, it gets taken away from you, right? And I think Spirit wants to emphasize that whatever you're healing is really deep and you are healing it. Trust in the healing, trust in the process, take a pause. I feel like, so another message that was coming through, like I did this video before, but there was so much distractions and I had to get my daughter, it was like a whole thing. one of the things that was coming through, I just got distracted again. Gosh, taking a pause, because so if you're overgiving in any area, we got to look at like where we are investing our energy. And I think that what Spirit wants us to pay attention to is if we're investing our energy into something that is causing us to be drained, causing us to feel tired, pessimistic, even for some of you, cynical, I'm hearing, just like not excited about going and doing this thing. If you've been doing it, let's say you've been working at a job for a year, all right? And maybe in the beginning it felt really, really lovely and you felt like so filled and so excited, right? But then over time you started getting overworked, and then it started losing its like joy and aliveness, and maybe you're being called to go somewhere else, right? So like this is like a call. Spirit wants us to look at where we are investing our energy, how it's making us feel. Pay attention to your body when you're around a certain person. Pay attention to what feelings come up. Pay attention to if you go into a trauma response in any way, if you're fight, flight, freeze, or fawning in any way. Like if that's happening, then your body is signaling to you that something is not safe, or you're not feeling safe anymore in wherever this is for you. Our body will always tell us if we're feeling safe. And if you've had childhood trauma or any trauma, really mostly in childhood, but any kind of trauma, if our body is not feeling safe, or if we see any kind of perceived danger, even if it doesn't look even if some other people don't think it's dangerous, if we're feeling any kind of perceived danger, we're going to go immediately into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, because we haven't learned how to regulate and understand perceived threats, because of the child's brain isn't able to do it. It's hard for me to explain. What's it called? Christina Lopez explained it so good. She just came out with a video that talked about it, and I was just like, oh my God, that's so good. She talks about like how the nervous system doesn't develop properly with trauma, and like how that causes us to kind of skip a stage that we kind of get when we're adults, and it causes us to shut down and go into these states like freeze, especially because we don't know how to regulate, one, but also we just don't feel safe because of a perceived threat in the past coming into the present moment. Okay, I don't know why that had to come through, but it did. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think of what we want to do next. Yeah, Spirit just wants to keep emphasizing, how do you feel when you invest into certain people? Is it a good investment of your time? Do you feel, okay, this is the most important thing. Where do you feel alive? Where do you feel joy? When you do this certain thing, anything you're doing, do you feel joy? Do you feel alive? Do you feel like it lights your soul up? Do you feel like it's good for your long-term path? And this is not about beating yourself up if you are doing things that drain you. Like, I feel like I have to take this advice so much myself, because I do this so much. I'm like so hard on myself that it almost makes it impossible to come out of a shitty situation, or a situation that I don't like, right? Like, because sometimes we'll hold on, right? Because we're feeling so unsafe that we can't move. That's freeze, right? Like, really, to get frozen in a situation. So if we're being hard on ourselves, that can make the trauma responses that much harder. And if your will and your nervous system, if you are activated, your nervous system will always win over your will. Like, your will does not have a chance. And so I think that I just love this, because I found this in my own healing journey, and I've definitely found this lately, especially lately, that feeling safe is so important. Being compassionate to yourself is so important. Creating safe relationships is so important, but you can only do that when you find safety within yourself. And I think that whatever this is for you, this is about building internal safety, purging things that are causing you to perceive danger when there isn't danger, and also maybe healing trauma where you maybe some of you thought danger was love, right? Because that for me was apt, right? I associated love and danger because those were what was given to me when I was a child, like extremely. And so I had to go through, and I'm still going through it, really, making sure that I'm being very protective of myself, making sure that I'm not engaging in and thinking that thinking that danger is love, right? So some of you could be healing a relationship around love and danger specifically, because it's coming up so much for me right now in explaining. But it's about knowing what actual danger is, but you can only do that through creating safety internally, right? creating safety internally so that you can perceive things the way they are, so that things aren't distorted, so that you can feel safe. Like really genuinely, like this whole reading I think is built around safety, and I love that because I feel like it's the way to heal. It's the only way to heal the nervous system is to feel safe. Okay. Should I do the Tarot Spirit Guides? Is there anything else you want to say? Four of Swords, Prince of Pentacles. Okay, so that's Page of Pentacles. So there's an opportunity to rest coming up and heal. Again, I feel like whoever I'm speaking to is integrating something extremely wounded, extremely deep, extremely from the past. I'm seeing, again, it's the opportunity to heal, right? And if you're doing the work and you're trying your best, then that's all you can do, okay? And like you are healing it. If you're doubting that you're healing it, I'm feeling you're healing it. I feel it opening of your heart chakra. I feel like you're maybe, okay. So you may be in between stages of your old identity falling away, or old relationship or whatever it is, but definitely old identity, I'm getting old wounds are falling away, and your new embodiment of who you are. Because when we heal trauma, our soul can embody us more. It's like, oh gosh, it's so beautiful. It's like, okay, so trauma kind of creates this darkness, this mud. Like, just imagine like mud all over your body, okay? Like of trauma or any kind of wounds, okay? Pain kind of coats our soul, and our soul is like light, right? Can never really be destroyed. So our soul's really bright and beautiful, but then this mud comes on, right? And then we're perceiving things through the mud, right? We still feel our soul, of course, like it's still there, but it's almost like coated in this pain that we can't kind of get. Maybe we can't access our soul as much, or we can't feel it as much, or it doesn't always feel readily accessible. I also, if you've had trauma, like as a child, I locked away my soul in some way until I was able to like unlock it and but only through healing, right? Only through healing these wounds, right? So when you heal these wounds, you're going to be able to embody your soul more. So I feel like you're in between your old identity, you're transitioning into your new identity, but you may be going back and forth between these states. So sometimes you may feel like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I'm becoming someone totally different. Like I have so much different perception. My perception feels so clear. I feel so aligned. I feel so connected. And then you're going to go back into, oh my God, am I really healing this? Like this isn't really, am I really doing this? Like, is this really working? And it's just, I love it because it's just so human. And I just totally relate and am in the process of doing something very similar right now. And so I just think Spirit wants you to rest, take a pause. You're integrating something really, really deep. I don't feel like it's the time to make any hasty decisions. I definitely feel like Spirit wants you to just pause. Like, just pause if you can. And I know, like, we have work and kids and things, right? Of course. But if you have the time to pause. I think that's really important. You're integrating something really huge. Your dreams could be crazy. Your dreams could be crazy right now. So if you're having crazy dreams, you're just processing even more. It's just another space to process really deep traumas. You're integrating into a whole new you. And I'm like really excited for you. And I want you to be excited for yourself. And Spirit wants you to be excited because you are actually doing this. Like it is a thing that's happening. And so, yeah, I just am really proud of you guys. And if you're feeling pain and you're still like confused, it's okay. You're coming out of it. It's Scorpio season. We're purging some really deep stuff. And it's painful stuff. It's not easy to see, but you're doing it. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I think that's all I have for you, and I will see you guys next time.